The dinner on the Carter family's table slowly grew cold. Emily glanced at the clock. 8:15 p.m. Michael was late. Not unusual. Court hearings often ran over schedule, and clients frequently called him after hours. She smiled to herself, covered his plate with foil, and helped Sophie finish her science homework. At 8:42 p.m., she called his cell phone. It rang. No answer. "He's probably driving," she whispered, more to reassure herself than anyone else. By 9:30 p.m., the silence felt different. Michael had always returned calls. Always. Emily sent a text. "Everything okay?" The message was delivered, but it was never read. By midnight, the Carter home was no longer calm. Emily paced the living room, repeatedly looking out the front window as headlights passed the house. Each time, her heart raced. Each time, the vehicle drove by. Sophie's voice finally broke the silence. "Mom, where's Dad?" Emily forced a smile she didn't feel. "I'm sure he's fine," but even she no longer believed those words. At 12:47 a.m., she dialed 911. "My husband never came home." Those 5 words would change her family's life forever. By sunrise, officers from the Cedar Ridge Police Department were already searching Michael's usual route home. Hospitals reported no unidentified patients. There had been no serious traffic accidents, no arrests, no activity on his credit cards. Detective Sarah Donovan, a veteran investigator with 23 years on the force, reviewed the initial report. 42 years old. No history of disappearing. No known addictions. No mental health concerns. No marital problems. Everything pointed toward one conclusion. People like Michael Carter didn't simply vanish. Someone or something had interrupted his journey home. At 7:18 a.m., a state trooper radioed dispatch. "I think we've found his vehicle." Detective Donovan arrived less than 20 minutes later. The black luxury SUV rested on the shoulder of Highway 48, surrounded by dense woods. It looked untouched. The driver's door was closed. The windows were intact. The tires showed no signs of a collision. Inside, investigators found Michael's wallet, his driver's license, his expensive watch. Even his wedding ring remained in the cup holder, as though it had been deliberately removed. "That's strange," one detective murmured. "Why leave valuables behind?" Donovan didn't answer. Her eyes had already settled on something else. A leather briefcase lay on the passenger seat, still locked. Crime scene unit technicians photographed every inch of the SUV. Fingerprint powder covered the dashboard. Forensic lights swept across the interior. First, nothing. Then technician Mark Ellis paused. "Detective." He pointed toward the driver's seat. Barely visible within the black stitching was a tiny reddish stain. Almost invisible, a cotton swab carefully collected the sample. 48 hours later, laboratory testing confirmed everyone's fear. The blood belonged to Michael Carter. The room fell silent. The case was no longer classified as a missing person investigation. It was now considered a probable homicide. News spread quickly. Prominent attorney missing. Blood found inside vehicle. Cedar Ridge searches for answers. Television crews lined the courthouse steps. Neighbors organized search parties. Churches held prayer vigils. Social media exploded with theories. Some believed Michael had been kidnapped. Others suspected organized crime. Conspiracy forums claimed he had staged his own disappearance. Every rumor traveled faster than the facts. Detective Donovan ignored them all. Rumors solved nothing. Evidence solved cases. One by one, investigators interviewed everyone closest to Michael. Emily described their final conversation. "He texted me, said he'd be home late." She fought back tears. "He never lies to us." Sophie quietly handed detectives a birthday card she had made for her father. It was still sitting unopened on the kitchen table. Several officers looked away. Even experienced detectives found moments like this difficult. Coworkers described Michael as unusually distracted during the previous 2 weeks. He kept checking his phone. He looked nervous. He was working on something important. What kind of case? No one knew, or no one admitted knowing. Detectives traced Michael's final confirmed movements. Traffic cameras showed him leaving his office. Another camera captured him stopping at his favorite coffee shop. The barista remembered him immediately. He smiled, but something felt off. "What do you mean?" Donovan asked. He kept looking out the window, like he was expecting someone. Security footage showed Michael leaving with his coffee. Then, a white SUV slowly pulled into the parking lot. Its windows were heavily tinted. Its license plate couldn't be read. The vehicle remained parked for nearly 2 minutes. Then it followed Michael out of the lot. Coincidence? Or surveillance? Detective Donovan stared at the screen. This wasn't random. That evening, investigators reviewed every second of surveillance footage they had collected. Hundreds of hours, thousands of passing vehicles, countless dead ends. Then, just before midnight, a forensic analyst noticed something everyone else had missed. It wasn't Michael's SUV that caught his attention. It was another vehicle, one that had appeared in 3 different locations, always a few minutes behind Michael. Someone hadn't just followed him that night. Someone had been watching him for days.